Hi there, my name is Stephanie Olano, and this is the Awkward Money YouTube channel. Welcome. Today I wanted to do a therapist reacts video. If you know nothing else about me, I'm a huge movie buff. Name a movie, I've probably seen it at least once or twice. But when it comes to movies about money and psychology, I'm here for it. I love having conversations about character development, why certain directors or producers edited the movies the way that they did to explain or express or even just have a reflection on how humans deal with money and wealth and all these wonderful things that activate my therapist brain. So yeah, today you're gonna see me react to the movie The Joneses, little known movie starring David Duchovny of X-Files fame and Demi Moore. Name a movie from the 80s, she was probably in it or somehow involved in it. If you don't know her, just educate yourself. She's a great actress. So yeah, here we go, watching The Joneses, and I'm very excited to be here because the first time I watched this movie, I was in college, and I just remember why haven't I seen this movie before? So I'm glad to be talking about it in this setting because it was in a classroom, it was with a professor in some weird way. I get to be the teacher or professor, so it's kind of cool how the tables have turned in that way. So yeah, just very excited. All right, so here we go. We're about to watch The Joneses, and I hope you all enjoy.
Man, this thing rides smooth.
It's very nice.
Yes. It's like riding on the ass of an angel. I mean, I wish I could have sold a crossover like this. I would have been able to keep them in stock.
I'm gonna race you to the other side. The wind brings some on the ride.
Did you know that there are 5,000 teenagers here between 15 and 18? There's 4 high schools, 3 private schools. Oh, nice. And the average income's over $100,000.
I'm gonna bet you that there's more.
Oh yeah, and Amber Heard, but we don't watch it for her.
More than reach the human eye.
How many courses?
3 private, 1 public.
Looks like I'll be getting my swing back.
I promise you the man alone was under this never-ending sky that I let you go.
We are going to do some damage in this town. What do you think, kids? Huh?
So it's about here. And I noticed this both times I've seen this when I was in college. This family likes to show off their wealth maybe a little too much. I know living in suburbs, they're just those families. They somehow find ways to humble brag. They don't throw it in your face oh, look at me, I spent all this money in a short amount of time, or yeah, money doesn't mean anything to me. It's not that blatant. But there are just those families in your neighborhood that they wear name brand stuff, or the way that they spend their money is a little covert, but you can't help but feel okay, you obviously have money. You have a way of walking around and living in this world where you're very secure with money. So when I saw, the movers coming in and it's all name brand furniture, and the way that they when they were leaving with their moving vans, you could see all the labels. It was huh, man, this family is an Ethan Allen family. Interesting. I bet they think stores like Nordstrom or Pottery Barn is like beneath them. Whereas the rest of us are like, we would possibly, we have this notion that those stores are better, or just buying new, just buying new things is really, really meant for a certain family on a certain income. So yeah, I just wanted to clock that and uh, have everyone notice like, okay, I know I'm getting feelings about watching or seeing these name brands on the screen because one, I'm familiar with them, but two, like I know I can't afford that and definitely not in college. So yeah, I just find that interesting that yeah, even after I think I watched this movie close 10 years ago for the first time, I'm still like having those feelings. So just kind of wanted to, you know, bring that up a little bit. And also this neighborhood. I hate neighborhoods like this. I find homes that were built post 1990s, they were what I call like cookie cutter homes, or I think some people call them like mini mansions or American mansions. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. And when you have a whole neighborhood like this, I get a little creeped out. So yeah. Um, I can't help but think this is what Tim Burton was trying to elicit in most of his movies. Um, and why he wanted to bring out the creepiness a little bit more. Like, on the outside, they look kind of normal, but when you look at the way that Tim Burton looked at it, it's like, oh, creepy. So that's kind of what I think of. But it's creepy not in a good way in this situation. So yeah.
Let you go. Let you go. Let you
And we're home.
I think this looks good.
Okay, I got it.
Come on.
Oh, this is it, huh? Wow.
It's huge.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
Quick.
Okay, I'll get a video.
Okay, let's get in.
Oh, hey, sir, do you mind helping us out?
Sure.
I want to get a quick video.
No problem.
Real simple. Here's a viewfinder. Hit the button, then I can send the video to my grandma.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Is this new? What is this?
Yeah, it's the new HTC.
All right. That's great.
All right.
Okay, everybody
So
smile.
during a time when video phones or phones with video, very rare. So historical context.
Constantly climbing the ladder of success.
I'm an incredibly powerful salesperson, constantly climbing the ladder of success.
I am an incredibly powerful salesman.
Put your shoes on, Larry. We've got to go welcome those new neighbors right now.
So cringe.
Don't you think we should at least let the people settle in?
I will never become an Omega Strata Robustian cosmetic associate waiting for people to settle in. Please, Boo Boo.
I am an incredibly powerful salesman. Constantly
Climbing the ladder of success.
So I find characters like the neighbor wife here very interesting as a psychologist, but if I were to live next to them or be friends with them, I would always be a little bit like on edge, cuz I just never know if their connection to me or their relationships with me are genuine. I am just always concerned, like, are you trying to sell me something? Are you trying to like meet this um like the certain level in your MLM right now? So if you missed it, she's basically listening to this audiobook or whatever that's supposed to give her like motivation to make the next sale. And it's supposed to be like own your power, own your confidence, like you can sell anything, which was very popular in the 90s and 2000s before Facebook took it and made it a Ponzi scheme. These were ladies who would sell like Avion or way back in the day, like Tupperware and have Tupperware parties. But it got to a point where, yeah, you just felt like you were getting scammed because maybe the product wasn't as good, or maybe it just, I know for me, like a lot of these products are just not marketed for me or not meant for me. So of course I averted certain things, but if I were to meet this person in real life and, it's not with my therapist or financial coach hat, I'd be like, okay, is this just a transactional thing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I know I would get confused. But for the person who wants to be this great salesperson and wants to, again, be confident and be assertive in their sales, there's just a way to do it. And I would probably work with them to be more genuine and not so caught up in like, yeah, let's reach this level, and listen to or spend money on these motivational tapes that I'm just not a fan of. I find them kind of corny, but that's why I find or reacted as this is so cringe. Not a fan. Because again, as a therapist, I would want her as a client. And as a financial coach, I definitely want to be in there and kind of figuring out like, okay, why are we finding our identity in this particular occupation or in this company that you've decided to sell products for? But yeah, I would, again, on a professional level, I'm just intrigued. So yeah.
Neighbors! Hello!
Oh, perfect family.
Hi. We're the Simonses from next door. I'm Summer, and this is my husband Larry.
Hey, neighbors.
I just wanted to bring you this welcome gift of various samples from the new Robustian Aphrodite line of beauty products. But I'm sure you're in no mood for guests.
No, don't be silly. Come on in. I'm Steve Jones.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Steve.
Larry Simons.
Hey,
Pleased
Larry,
to meet
come
you.
on in.
This is Jen and Mick, and I'm Kate.
Hello.
Hi, Mick. Hey, nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
You too.
Do you have kids? Because they should come over and meet Mick and Jen.
Nah, actually, we don't. I wasn't able.
I know that with a big move in conjunction with a woman's naturally fluctuating hormones, it can leave your skin a wreck. But you'll find that the Aphrodite line of beauty products can really give you a glow.
Well, I bet. Look at you. You're a vision of beauty.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Larry, want to grab a cold one? Come on. Can I
Okay.
have it?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Come on in. Well, would you like a tour?
Sure. These rooms are divine.
Yeah, look at her
Thank
looking.
You should come over to our house and we can talk decor.
Touching those
Love
chairs.
that.
Boy, I'm very impassionate about interiors myself. So what line of work is your husband in?
Well, he does a little of this and a little of that, and mostly he works on keeping me happy.
Oh, you're right. This is really a good beer.
I told you that would hit the spot.
Yeah, just a fan of that neighbor lady. I love these chairs. I have an eye for interiors or whatever. The way she says interiors, I just love it. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I think we've all had those neighbors or those people in our lives. Like I know I would probably have said in high school, I knew this one family that kind of seemed like they had everything and probably they were perfect on the outside. But yeah, when it came to their stuff, it just seemed like if I buy this item or if I have this car or if I spent money on this or that, like I would be a better person. I think we all get caught up in that. But I think we all know these families in one way or another that it's like, man, it just seems like their house is nice and they just seem better organized and they just seem better. And part of that is that they have more money. But yeah, I'm just just curious like how they directed the actress to play her because it just seemed like she was just desperate to level up in her life. But she lives in the same neighborhood. Like I bet her house is probably the same layout as this house, but for some reason, yeah, she had it in her head like I need this chair or this table or that mirror is gonna make my life a lot better. But yeah, when we're dealing with things like financial trauma or anxiety, you get caught up in these mind traps about if I just buy the thing, I will feel better. I will get out of this hole I'm in, or I will not feel or look poor for X amount of time. So yeah, I'm just, man, I love this movie. But I think overall that scene alone of I feel for that neighbor. I want to explain to her that not everything in that house is perfect, and she doesn't need to buy that item or sell these crappy Aphrodite skincare to feel good about herself. But I also know it's easier said than done. So, yeah. All right. So, just to give you some context, in this scene, you're about to see the family just kind of acclimate into the new neighborhood that they moved into. And I don't know if we all know this or have had experience with this basically, but I think we've all just known that family or that group of people who just seemed better. They just, it just seemed like, I don't know, like something in the water that they had growing up was just different than mine. I know I struggle with this a lot, like in middle school and high school. I just always had I had people in my life that I kind of envied in some way, because I don't know, maybe they were just prettier, maybe they were uh, better at something, like they had better grades, they come from the perfect family, and yeah, I know for a lot of us nowadays, like that's all social media is. I know for me, social media, when it was first concocted, or it was like becoming the norm when I was in college, that's all it was. I was just seeing video after video, photo after photo of people living their best lives. And it was kind of this weird dichotomy of like, maybe I should, look at this stuff to be more motivated and, live my best life too. Or it was making me feel really bad about myself. So whenever I help my clients unpack or really figure out like is this where are all these feelings of inferiority or of anxiety really coming from, it's more or less just this notion about if I just buy something that will make me feel better, that will fulfill a need, or I am so caught up in my own trauma and my own basic survival that decisions like going on impulsive shopping sprees or envying or looking at photos of things I can't really afford, but I just know on some level it'll make me feel better or make me feel like a whole person. That's the stuff I really latch onto and kind of like help my client kind of bring more to light about that. And it's hard. It's hard, especially when we have examples like these families who are out there again living their best lives. I'm not saying we got to hate on them per se, but there are just these situations where it's like, man, it seems like this person or this family or whatever I'm looking at, they seem to have it made, and I can't necessarily make the same amount of money they can, but I can maybe spend the same amount and hope the thing I'm buying will make me feel better. That's the mind trap I try to help my clients understand and just really hone in on. But it's hard. It's hard because, again, these people are out here living their lives and they don't know the impact they have on us or on certain people. And they're just, again, just doing their thing. So, yeah, take that what you will. But basically, you're about to see Demi Moore handing out these envelopes, and it's the family's allowance. I don't know about you. I wish I had that allowance now because it looks like a pretty chunk.
All right, this is a very big day. Your first day at your new school. Important you make a good impression. I have my sweater right there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So what are you doing today, Daddy?
I'm going to try to scare up a golf game. What are you going to do?
Oh, you know, a little mani-pedi, maybe a facial, get my hair done. I think we're gonna do really, really well here. But you guys are gonna be late.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get going. There you go.
That's also the other thing about this scene. I bet I'd be nice and calm and feel great about myself as a person if I went and got mani-pedis and facials and got my hair done on the first day I had to move to a new neighborhood. 'Cause yeah, I'd just be relaxed. So, this is kind of the whole thing or the whole complex conversation about self-care. Yes, it's great if you can afford a whole spa day. If that's something that is going to get you to that point of getting you to your homeostasis or getting you calm or just kind of calming down your nervous system and regulating yourself, fine, I'm all for it. Again, I'm not here to hate on you, but that's not the only way. And a lot of us, that's unattainable. I know the few times I've gotten, my hair done at one of these salons that she goes to, it's an investment. Like it's a lot. And for working class folks or, anyone that's just trying to get through the day or living paycheck by paycheck, they're not going to be able to go to these salons like that. And for the amount of trauma and anxiety they're going to work through, they're going to have to go like a few times for them to get regulated or for them to feel better again. So I don't know if buying products or certain services alone are going to make us feel better, but it also doesn't hurt. Because again, this family, like, they have a nice house. They live in a safe neighborhood, it looks like. They can afford, like, these awesome spa days, and maybe these kids go to an awesome school where, they'll have their whole life or their whole academic career planned out for them. They ain't gotta grind and hustle like some families. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's necessarily the product that's making them feel better. It's more or less just they have other things aligned that's making them feel secure in their life. And maybe that's why they're able to live that maybe that's why they're able to have that abundant mindset that a lot of money gurus or financial influencers talk about. But again, it's not the product. It, like, that alone won't help you. All these other factors have to come into play. So again, food for thought. It's not the product or service. It can help, but it's not a cure.
See you later.
Nice school. I've worked in some of these schools. I know they're nice.
From the air around it, from the... May I help you?
I've also worked at continuation high schools. Awesome staff, awesome students, but
We have a new student
they don't
joining
have
us
some of these
today.
amenities.
This is Jennifer Jones.
It's Jen.
They should though.
All right, Jen. Choose any available seat.
I love your shoes. Thanks.
The PH borrowed them from me.
Oh no, popular girl drama.
Hey, Jones! Jones! Steve!
Hey, Larry.
You playing today?
No, I haven't really met anybody, so
Oh, you can play with me. I'm paired up with a couple of guys, but there's room for a fourth.
I wouldn't want to impose on you.
Don't be silly. You can ride with me.
Really? Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. See you.
Are you Kate?
Yes.
So sorry about the wait. You know how it is when the mouth starts going, there goes the whole day.
I'm Belay. Welcome to my salon. You're not from around here, are you?
His salon.
I just saw that YSL bag come down the runway on style.com, and I know you didn't get that around here.
We just moved here yesterday.
Ah. So how on earth did you find me?
Well, I do my research, and anyone who's anyone knows you're the best.
Isn't that the truth? And there isn't anyone who's anyone that I don't know. So, what are we going to do today?
I'm a mess from the move. I think I need an overhaul.
Sugar, if this is a mess, then I want whatever you're taking.
That'll play. Nothing wrong with that. Clean living.
Yeah.
Nice shot. Thank you. Have you seen these new MP52 irons?
I don't believe I have.
They have a lower, deeper center of gravity, so they're more forgiving.
Really?
Yes, and if they'll forgive me, they'll forgive anyone.
Very nice.
Excuse me. Hey, baby.
Hi, baby. How's your game?
My game's great. How's your game?
Fantastic. I was just missing you.
Bye-bye, Kate. It was great meeting you.
You too, Sylvia. I'll see you tomorrow for that hot yoga class.
I see you're making some new friends.
Well, I'm trying.
That's hot.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, the phone's great, but I was talking about the husband.
Yeah, well, he's pretty yummy, too.
Hello.
Don't come home too tired.
Oh.
Bye. Love you.
I love you.
You lucky bitch.
I know.
You know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna have a special lunch to introduce you to my ladies.
I would love that.
Sorry, they're just
You
so
got it.
gushy.
Hello.
Not a fan of like PDA, even if it is in movies. I always find it weird, but yeah, in this case it goes because they're supposed to play it up, but just couples being gushy together, cringy.
Hi, I'm Steve Jones. You can call me Steve. Or Mr. Jones. Steve's fine.
Guess everyone wants to be just like her. Wearing the same scarf, lipstick. Again, no shade. It's just we all know that one person. Like we all want to be like that. We want to dress like them. Maybe you want to capture something, or be something when you buy these products. You see it, yeah. See them being envied. Showing off new toys. I mean, it's great if you got it, but sometimes you're just like, I want it. I want the thing. All right, so just to give you some context on this next scene, basically these neighbors went over to the Joneses' house and they were just enamored with everything that they were seeing. They wanted to know where the food came from, who catered. Like, I think this is typical behavior or conversations in a very waspy family or neighborhood. I do find that the reason they ask questions on like who catered, who did this, who did that is because they want to use it for their parties. Once you're in that network and they know like this particular servicer or provider does a good job, it's all like word of mouth type of marketing at that point. I find it that and it's funny, like these particular neighborhoods, they it seems very isolating or very much like they're focused on individualism, but it's not that simple. It's just they want quality, and if they observe and they see good quality, they'll find a way to get it. So when it comes to things like caterers or designers or any other person that can fulfill a need or service on and to make their house or home look better or feel better, yeah, they'll ask their neighbors or ask people that they know and trust. Um, I find like also like tech companies work that way. Like if they know a certain speaker or a contractor can really help their culture or programs or whatever thing that or project they're trying to put together, yeah, they will reach out to their close circles and see like, hey, do you know someone? Um, that's not kind of what's happening. These neighbors really just want to be the Joneses, and they're trying every which way to do it. This scene, it's one of my favorite scenes throughout the whole movie, and it's less than 5 minutes. And I don't know, this wife, I think I just want her as a client. I think I do, because the way that she talks to her husband or interacts with people in general, it's just transactional. And I really want to get to the core of like, why does every connection or every interaction with you have to be a sales pitch or it has to be dedicated to, I have to make my next sale. So you're going to see that in this scene. And I'm just here for it. And then, yeah, we can hopefully in the comments, y'all can like, we can continue this conversation. I want to get like your side of things as well. So here we go.
Some party tonight, huh?
Oh my God. That house. I could die for that dining set.
Think she'll buy any of your products? They seem to buy everything else.
I think I can make her if I concentrate on it hard enough.
You look really beautiful tonight.
Honey, you know that my inspirations need to be my last thoughts before I go to sleep. This is how I get what I want.
Man.
You should really try it sometime.
It's just messed up.
Oh. I think it can really help you, Larry.
Denied. Yeah. I- Again, every interaction, every connection, every possible way to get a sale, right? And I think for women who are trying to do or be in the MLL game, and granted, this was before that type of business model became what it is today. But yeah, it just seemed like, yeah, these neighbors, like they just want so bad to level up and and be this certain version of themselves. And the only way to do that is to sell things to the Joneses. So, yeah, it's just that rigid thinking really intrigues me. Uh, so yeah, and it is even like this, and this version is like impacting this couple's relationship right now. You know, like trying to be intimate and trying to be vulnerable and have open communication is just not possible right now. Just so many things. And it's all because this family, the Joneses family, has achieved this level of wealth that everyone feels like they need to compete with or they need to achieve, or something in their life is just not quite as good. Yeah, so that scene alone, I don't know. Like I could probably I I would love to know like everyone else's point of view on this, but I know like I could talk about just that one scene for hours. I will spare you. But basically, I just find it interesting that this wife feels like she has to think about her next sale even right before going to bed. And yes, manifestation does work on that level, I guess. I I I'm not here for that type of mindset work, because eventually you do have to put that type of work ethic or that productivity to rest, especially right before bed, because you're a human, you need to sleep, and I'd rather you be thinking about better things than just, I need to find a way to participate in capitalism, or I need to find a way to make myself feel better because I just want a better house or whatever. I don't think, and that's not to say like I don't think you deserve a good home or safe home. It's just the way that this particular couple wants to go about it. They just want the stuff. Like it's all for vanity's sake. It's very surface level, you know? I want to work with folks who, if they want to achieve something because it'll make them feel better, it'll make them feel safer, they like the idea of living in a neighborhood where maybe their car won't get stolen, maybe it's just cleaner, like the climate change hopefully isn't that much of a factor. They want to go to or live in a school district that's better for their kids. That's the stuff I want to hear for, or that's the stuff I want to collaborate with people, not just I want the house because I just want the house to for bragging rights, or I'll compromise my karma points. You know, Uh, okay, cool, good for you, but what else you want from it? So yeah, that's what I mean by like there's a difference between operating and participating in capitalism blindly or implicitly, and there's just a way to live a better life.
Maybe we should stay in tonight.
Okay, this doesn't make sense. It just keeps saying that all of our cards are unbalanced. I mean, you did make the payments, didn't you,
No,
Larry?
I'm sure it's just a mistake. I'll straighten it out.
Well, these cards are my foundation, Larry. I need them for the gala. I've got all the stuff to pay for. How am I supposed to do that? I've got the linens, the
All right.
bartenders,
I'll
the
take
gazebo,
care of it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
umbrellas. Don't worry. Larry, you did not make the house payment last month. Why would you tell me that I don't need to worry? Seriously, you gotta fix this today. Do you understand me?
All right, so again, I could probably like talk about that one scene with this couple for a while, but for those who are a little confused, um there was this thing called pop-ups, and pop-ups were annoying. They were so annoying. I'm so happy that Chrome or these new browsers, not new browsers, but browsers nowadays, I know I'm totally dating myself. but for a time, pop-ups were a nuisance because you could just be checking your email, you know, doing research for whatever paper or whatever thing I was doing at the time. And yeah, this pop-up would just advertise like, hey, go to this site, get like this product that you have no business buying. Or hey, go to this site, like it'll just fill your computer full of malware, like or a virus. Like it was just awful. So again, I'm glad pop-ups are not as common nowadays, but I think pop-ups are now replaced with things like the TikTok shop because they're just constantly telling you, "Hey, buy this item, buy this thing. There's a sale." And it just prompts us to like buy more. So that's why like whenever I tell my clients like we need to do a digital cleanse, I'm not asking you to put down the phone per se. I'm more or less asking like when it comes to your algorithm, like how many ads are you seeing and how prone are you to buy the product that you're seeing? You know, because sometimes like TikTok shop, like they get you. And YouTube ads, like they are constantly reminding you, like, hey, here's this product. This celebrity's using it. Hey, this person you follow, they're using it too. And even with YouTube and the whole algorithm nuisance and just and the whole thing around like micro influencing and UGC and monetizing, like yeah, anywhere you go nowadays you're going to see an ad. That's kind of the whole thing with capitalism. Before, if you didn't want to see a pop-up, you would probably see it on television. You would probably be driving down on the freeway and see a billboard. But there was a way to kind of like tone it down or limit the exposure of these ads. Nowadays, like it's everywhere. The scene that like the wife is just so surprised the husband didn't pay for the mortgage or their credit cards are getting declined, and she's putting together like their money story and kind of what's been just keeping up to date. One, it seemed like that wife kind of fell asleep at the wheel because it just became an automatic thing. Like, yeah, the husband will take care of the finances. He makes the money, he pays the bills. Cool. If that works for you, so be it. More power to you guys. But I find with couples, like it needs to be a collaborative thing. It needs to be a team effort thing because if one partner has a bad month or if maybe their mental health is not the best or something's going on with them, they're not going to be able to keep track of their finances. So to have the whole responsibility just based on one person in a 2-income household, or even if the husband just is the sole provider, sometimes you need to have someone to collaborate with and just bounce ideas off of, like, hey, I need help with figuring out this money situation that we're going through right now. Because again, it's not this whole like power dynamic. I wish people would kind of move away from that mentality a little bit more. It's not that you're bad with money. It's just sometimes you kind of need someone to talk to about this stuff so you know you're on a decent path and you're making sound money decisions. Because sometimes it's easy to lose track. And the reason this husband is missing payments on very important expenses right now is because he's putting that money to buying stuff the Joneses has. So I didn't show it in these clips right now, but the husband basically is buying a lawnmower. He's buying the nice car. He wants to buy the flat screen that he saw the ad for because the Joneses have that. And he just feels like if I just buy the thing and I look like I'm important and I feel like everyone looks to me like a confident person, I just can't help but think this husband will somehow believe or think that maybe my wife will, open up to me and be intimate with me and like me a little bit more. Because unfortunately, this wife is so distracted with her sales that she's not giving this man any kind of like positive attention right now. Like she's not even like talking to him like a partner. She's talking to him like, can you just put on your shoes like a child? Like, put on your shoes. We're going to go talk to the neighbor. Or, you're kind of getting in the way of making the sale. And I bet he doesn't feel the greatest. But when he looks at the Joneses and he sees like their couplehood and, how they're so affectionate and have PDA and, they seem to be a good team. There's a reason for that, by the way. He just can't help but think like, well, maybe it's because I don't have this lawnmower. Maybe I don't have the nice car. And maybe that's why my wife isn't nice to me. So yeah. And again, I'm not trying to make this wife the enemy. I'm just saying that this happens to a lot of us. Like we just get so distracted with, this one track rigid mindset, and we are cutting ourselves off. There is a way to be an entrepreneur, to make this a successful side hustle or whatever business venture you're trying to set forward for yourself. But there's a way to do it where, you're also being a good partner. It doesn't have to be an either or. It's hard. It's hard to balance the two. And I know, coming from my perspective, I have 2 businesses. And when you throw everything at it and you give all of your energy to this job, you are selling yourself short, because your business, although the branding and the copywriting and everything in these books nowadays says you have to be authentic and show everyone the real you, you're still a complex person. You need connection. You need relationships. And if you are married or have a partner or share your home with someone, eventually you can't be just the entrepreneur with that person as well. You have to be your whole self. So yeah, this is also another topic I discuss with my clients, that how do we live a life where we're trying to be authentic to our career and who we are to our clients or whatever product or thing we're trying to sell, but how do we also provide enough energy for other aspects of our lives? Like friendships, relationships, being a parent, whatever role we need to take on in our daily lives. It is not an easy thing. It's possible though. And it takes more than just manifesting the next sale. So yeah. Again, I'm just this couple just amazes me. I think if I had my way, we would probably just have a movie with them. But I think that would be like a separate tone, like a very different tone than what the Joneses is. So, but either way, this couple fascinates me. So many levels.
Well, a girl's gotta have her secrets, doesn't she?
Can I buy a vowel?
All right, so in this next scene, I'm telling you, I love these neighbors. So this is the neighbor's house. You could tell like it's slightly smaller than the Joneses' house, but I think that's why this wife is like, I need to make the sale, and this husband is so obsessed with, how do I get this nice car and this nice lawnmower? Like it's like this weird like mirror image of them, and that's the Joneses. But the mirror image is just, they're like 2 pegs above us. It's just 2 pegs. If only we had these nice things, we'd be on the same level. And I think that's the thing that this couple is just so obsessed with, because they're just like, it's not that far off. We're right there. We're in the same neighborhood. We have the same green grass. So basically, the neighbors are throwing this party, very similar to the Joneses that they were having early in the movie. And you're just like, man, like this wife is just so amazing in this next scene. So yeah, just letting you know that's what's happening. Again, I'm just here for it.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Ripple effect. Ripple.
Thank you. Hello. Hi. Well, come on in here.
Ripple.
Look at that.
Ripple.
Hi.
Martini Ripple at 3 o'clock.
Thank
you for coming to my Robustion Gala, really. Come in and sit down. Relax. Because I just want you all to enjoy the show. Now, is this you? Robustion Industries is proud to present their new product, Robustion Trois. Unisex.
Well, I'd love to really give this my full attention, but I'm gonna go see Larry. Tell him I'm gay.
Contains all the must-haves of the Robustion line.
What up, yo?
Steve, have a drink with me.
Oh, no.
Bottoms up. Go ahead.
No, thank you.
All skin types are concerned about the signs of aging.
She's furious at me.
This moisturizing formula is proven.
She is beautiful, though, isn't she?
All try it. Of course, there's one for
Yeah?
me. I don't need to try it right now because I mean later on tonight. There's a big battle.
I just wanted her to be happy. Well, she is happy. Just look at her. You two have a great life. You don't know about my life. You have everything.
Proven to retard the signs of photoaging.
Wait till she finds out they're gonna take the house.
For everyone, don't be shy.
What? That's right. Can you say foreclosure? Yeah, but Larry, you're doing so well. You're buying all this stuff.
Anything else, and you won't be
It's bigger than yours, isn't
all
it?
around cream.
Is that why you can't pay your bills? Are you jealous? Is there any way that you can return some of this stuff to pay down your mortgage?
I said, you're jealous of me. Huh? You can't handle not being the center of attention for one night. Is that it?
Now what I'd like you all to do.
Look, you
is
don't
try.
understand.
Not tonight, of course.
All
but
my
I'd
stuff?
like you to take a little back.
I don't pay for it. I don't pay for
Yeah, well, me neither. Not for 6 months, right?
Zero payments for 6 months. That's not it.
Zero payments.
That's not what I mean. You don't get it.
She's doing her thing. We're supposed to be paying attention. You guys are so loud.
Oh.
Come over.
You know what? I just a minute, sweetie. One, yeah.
Oh, I get it. It's her money? Your secret is safe with me, buddy. Nice work.
Patio, and I want you to socialize and have a wonderful time and just have wonderful memories of Robustion and of the sciences. Okay.
It's terrible.
Okay, so part of the reason I pointed out that scene is because you heard it from the husband. Like, are you jealous of me? Are you finally jealous of me? He didn't say it in those terms, but that's kind of what I heard. It was basically, I can't help but think when he was saying that, he was really commenting that he's been jealous of the supposed friend that moved into his neighborhood not that long ago. But this whole time he was jealous that, like, you have nicer stuff and I want your stuff, but I can't afford your stuff. So I'm really resentful. And I don't like the fact that I have to, put everything on credit cards, and I'm probably stressed out. I'm so worried when those payments do start to kick in 6 months, because right now it's 0 payments, 6 months, whatever. Which I think we've all kind of fallen trapped to on some, like, one way or another. Because, yeah, maybe in 6 months, like, things will turn around. Maybe, my money situation will be a lot better in 6 months. And then I'll be able to think about these expenses that I'm, like, keep adding to the credit card. But yeah, that these two males just talking in the kitchen and explaining that, yeah, I have stuff. But you see, mine's bigger than yours. I should be better than you. I should feel better, but I'm not there. And I don't know why. So I'm going to talk, like I'm angry at you, because unfortunately you're probably the one that inspired that feeling or triggered that feeling in me. Just so many layers there. But the other thing I wanted to point out too, whenever I talk to my clients about putting certain expenses on credit cards, I ask them to just remember it's not free money. It's not. Eventually you do have to pay it back. And yeah, there could be a situation where your money situation will be different and hopefully will be better in 6 months. But there's also a chance it won't be. So, what are we doing to make sure that it's leaning toward like, yes, it will improve and I can afford these payments or I need to afford these payments now. So even if it's like an extra like $10, $5, like I don't care. Pay off your credit card debt. But for a lot of us, we are operating on a level of like, I need that money. Like without that money, I need to buy groceries. I need to put gas in my car. I need to like I need. This husband did not need that TV, but he thought it would make him feel good. So I can't help but think that he's confusing this need and want, but it's not on that superficial level. It's more like I really feel really bad about myself. And I can't help there's also like these other things that I'm kind of picking up on throughout the movie about him that I think he's getting to a low point that without this without buying stuff, it's just going to get even lower. And I think all of us are trying to avoid that particular feeling or that particular outcome because it can get kind of scary there. Again, in my background in mental health, when I work with folks with trauma and really severe anxiety and they're in the darkest, bleakest point in their life, buying a TV makes the most sense. I will not criticize you. I will not judge you on that. But I also want to make sure that because that is a short-term fix and I want my clients to understand this is good for right now. But hopefully we're in a place where maybe we are thinking about tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. What are we doing to set yourself up? So hopefully when you're not in the darkest pit, you can still feel like you're coming out of it. You're not going to automatically go back to that point when those payments start to kick in. I don't want to show like the last scenes because it gives it away, and I think people should watch this movie and hopefully have conversations like the one I'm having with you now. Because I think capitalism makes it so easy to just get caught up in this mindset of like, well, if I just buy the thing, I'll feel better. If I just spend my money, I'll just come out even better. That's not always the case. I want my clients and anyone else who watches this particular channel to really understand we have to find the right medicine with the right ailment, with the illness or the struggle that you're going through. Sometimes just buying things is not going to be the right medicine for you. And hopefully, because you're watching this, you're open to have that type of discussion. And I'm more than happy to try and teach and guide anyone who's curious about that. I'm figuring it out too with some of my clients as well. But basically, I want to show people that capitalism just wants us to spend money. It is not looking out for you. It is not trying to make you a better person or help you fulfill this version of you that will probably be good for the world. I don't know. I think of that wife, if she attained this level of, financial success she had envisioned, who knows? Maybe she wanted to like open a soup kitchen. I don't know. We never really saw like what was her big why in starting this business venture. But I always like to talk about money in this way. Money is a tool. Money is a tool and a way for you to build something. And hopefully whatever you're building will benefit mankind or benefit other folks in your life. And if we're not doing it for that, I get kind of concerned. Because again, I'm not here to throw shade on people that maybe they just want to buy a house and, live in a different neighborhood than where they're at. But that to me just tells me you want a different type of lifestyle or different home. I think more, I think goals like that should be explored and should be expanded on, because sometimes we get caught up in why are we trying to get money and we don't really spend time on like what are we using that money for. Like it's just the amount we're focusing on and not what can we do with this money. So yeah, I hope more people come to that type of thinking or come to that type of understanding, because I don't know, I think it's really just a matter of money can really, yes, money makes the world go round, but we don't have to get lost and, lose ourselves in that whirlwind. So, yeah, take that as you want. Um, I am all about everyone has their own opinion, everyone has different experiences. This is just my understanding from this movie. And I hope you enjoyed me talking and kind of like nerding out over this particular one. And I would love to continue the conversation. So yeah, that's Therapist Reacts to the Joneses. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.